we are in need of a new number one contender. The return of the last Warrior Standing tournament. The Seattle Silverbacks, Slim Kaiser,
the divine savior, James Shaw,
is looking to become the last Warrior Standing and earn himself a shot at the Aotearoa Heavyweight Championship.
I believe James Shaw has to be the favourite going into this last Warrior Standing tournament.
And Kaiser looking mighty effective here in the early going. That very nearly put away the 28-time champion. James Shaw slipped off the shoulders there, avoiding the High Point Road.
Feet on the ropes, feet on the ropes.
And Shaw steals a victory to advance in the last Warrior Standing tournament.
The referee missed it.
Steals the win over the bigger opponent and advances in the last Warrior Standing tournament, one step closer to a shot at the Aotearoa Heavyweight Championship.
Here he comes, the exciting high flyer, Tee Hawke.
Back into title contention if he can make it through the last Warrior Standing tournament. 140 kgs for the Viking Liam Eriksson. Tee Hawke, though, much quicker than Eriksson here.
He's off to a flying start as Tee Hawke. The nature of the Viking coming through.
Slips in the rear naked choke. And if you like exciting offense, do not blink as Tee Hawke makes his way to the top rope. 450 splash for Eriksson.
Let's have a look here what's happened here, though, David Dunlop. Immediately after that Hawk Star, Tee Hawke grabbed the ankle.
The Hawk Star gets it done, and Tee Hawke advances. And look out behind him, James Shaw with a chop block. Applying a figure four leg lock now to that potentially injured left leg of Hawke.
The cheapest shot imaginable to an injured opponent for an upcoming contest. It's, I guess time will tell as the evening plays out. But that may well be our number one contender already decided for the Aotearoa Heavyweight Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following will be the finals of the last Warrior Standing tournament.
Last Warrior Standing tournament final underway here. James Shaw making his way to the ring. He qualified earlier tonight with a win over Slim Kaiser, and he's joined by Liam Eriksson, who we saw in a hard-fought battle with Tee Hawke. Eriksson, of course, losing to Tee Hawke in the semi-finals, but burns Tee Hawke appeared to have sustained an injury to his left leg, and James Shaw was very quick to exploit that post-match.
I ask if there is any glory, any faith in this world, give Tee Hawke a chance. I will offer him a 10 count to get into this ring and take his chances with faith, take his chances with his ankle, and compete against the legend myself. Otherwise, I am the winner by default. Begin that count.
Would he be the winner by default? Would Liam Eriksson automatically qualify? Well, it looks like it would make little difference at this point if that's the case. But
Shaw doing his best to achieve a win via forfeit. Now referee counting along.
well, this could be looking like the most disappointing last Warrior Standing final.
And Shaw is livid. That sound can only mean one thing. Tee Hawke, one good leg or not, making his way to the ring. He qualified for this last Warrior Standing tournament final, and by God, he's going to take part in it.
Yeah, this is an opportunity. This is potentially the biggest opportunity Tee Hawke has had. Earn himself a spot. Obviously, he was thrown into that heavyweight contest at Studio Fight Club most unexpectedly, and now the opportunity to earn it via tournament. James Shaw 0-2 in singles competition against Tee Hawke. This looking like his best opportunity to remedy that with the greatest reward.
And perhaps why Shaw was so urgent in attacking the left leg of Tee Hawke moments after Hawke qualified for the Last Warrior Standing final. And right away, James Shaw, of course he does, Burns, going after that injured left leg.
Yes, you can't blame him for doing that in the context of this match. You can blame him for doing so before this match. Ever the opportunist, James Shaw.
And a huge opportunity it is. Last Warrior Standing tournament earns the winner a shot in the Aotearoa Heavyweight Championship, which will be decided in our main event. And Tee Hawke desperately clubbing away at the back of James Shaw, trying to break the submission within the ropes. So Shaw will not be eligible to win the match there, but the damage being done all the same, as you see Liam Erickson watching on ominously from the shadows.
140 kg elephant in the room. What is going on with the relationship there with James Shaw and Liam Erickson? This is very new to us, and we haven't had a chance to talk to either man about it and learn what is going on there.
Well, I'll leave that up to you, Burns, if you would so like. I don't want to speak to Erickson or James Shaw. Their actions disgust me tonight after what they've done to Tee Hawke.
Well, when journalism needs doing, David Dunn, I am your man. As James Shaw wraps his legs around that left ankle, and you can see the angle at which that ankle is bending right now.
And Shaw now with the wrist control, keeping the shoulders of Tee Hawke on the mat. Very advanced grappling here from James Shaw, despite what, the persona that he conveys to an audience. He's a bit silly, he believes in this divine light, but at the end of the day, he can really go between the ropes.
Absolutely, 29 championships to his name. That doesn't go without years of experience and ability, and a lot of experience in Olympic wrestling as well from James Shaw as well that he brings to the table.
Tee Hawke now, for the first time in this matchup, getting to use some of that speed that he brings to the table. Double Shaw over with a shot to the midsection there now over the top rope.
Yeah, you can see he's hobbling. He's hobbling, and now put one too many incidences onto that ankle, and he is struggling now.
Was that a clothesline to the leg from James Shaw?
It was. Again, you can't argue with the opportunism there from James Shaw. There it was, the opportunity presented itself, and he took it. And hard for the Hawk to fly from this position.
You talk about a Last Warrior Standing, only one man able to stand currently in this matchup. His name is James Shaw, as Tee Hawke rides around on the mat, slowly gets back to his feet. Shaw thinking short shot. It's blocked by Tee Hawke. There's the enziguri, the shot to the back of the head. James Shaw on wobbly legs.
And how much damage has Tee Hawke done to his own ankle in that effort, but he's certainly given himself a moment to breathe, a moment to recover here, has Tee Hawke. And hard to argue, perhaps the most popular man in Warrior Wrestling. And he is...
Tee Hawke slips on that top rope, the injured leg gave out, and now Shaw, like a shark that smells blood, straight to the target.
James Shaw speaking with the referee here. I'm not sure what he needs to be talking to the referee about.
But while the referee's looking the other way, look at Liam Erickson. Runs right through Tee Hawke with a big boot on the outside. And now sends Tee Hawke back into the ring for James Shaw to pick the bones.
That could be game over there.
Tee Hawke with a kick out. He's still in this matchup. He still wants a chance to become Last Warrior Standing.
Just how much of an advantage do you need, David Dunn? Man's already got one leg, and you need to have a 140 kg weapon on the outside attacking a competitor in this final.
And Tee Hawke counters James Shaw here. Sends Shaw careening into the corner where he collides with the top turnbuckle.
That was a textbook head scissors there from Tee Hawke. And James Shaw, he's shaken.
Neck breaker from Tee Hawke takes down Shaw temporarily.
Yeah, blocks the right hand, swings under for the neck breaker.
And now the cover with the inside leg hook.
You can tell at this point Tee Hawke really wanting to protect that left ankle, but also he's sucking oxygen, trying to think about what offense he can do with one leg. What options does he have at his disposal that aren't going to further injure that left
And
ankle?
Liam Erickson trying to get involved again. Tee Hawke boots him to the apron and back down to the floor where he belongs.
Tee Hawke on the top where he is so comfortable. He might only have one leg, but he's got two rings.
And again, the 450 splash does not connect, and it does further damage to the left leg. James Shaw straight on it. Figure four locked in.
Yes, that figure four hyperextends the right knee, but more importantly, it hyperextends the left ankle.
And look how the shoulders are down here, Burns. This is a multifaceted attack, not only a submission, but a potential for the pin as well.
Yeah, you couldn't imagine a better hold for this situation.
Shoulders again.
Ooh, right shoulder just up.
Tee Hawke might pass out from the pain of this submission hold and then be pinned as a result here.
Yes, you can't imagine him giving up. But with so much pain, it's so easy to be distracted and not even hear the referee counting the 3 count.
And if Tee Hawke's got to concentrate on keeping his shoulders off the mat, he can't even think about how to counter this hold from Shaw, how to break out of the figure four. With everything left in his body, swinging away rights and lefts, paintbrushing the face of James Shaw. And finally, one open hand slap to the jaw, enough to break the figure four leg lock.
What resilience from Tee Hawke. He often talks about wanting to make his New Zealand wrestling idols into his rivals. And you can only imagine the respect that he has been earning over the last year or so here in Warrior Wrestling. And James Shaw, he will never tell you, but you can tell that he is surprised at how much fight Tee Hawke has been able to put into this contest with just one leg.
Perhaps the rationale behind the alliance with Liam Erickson on Shaw's part as he connects with the Shaw shot. That's got to be it.
It's both legs, and
Tee Hawke kicks out.
I thought we had a new number one contender there, David Dunn.
So did James Shaw. Look at this. Cannot believe what has happened. And what will Shaw have to do now? The Shaw shot not enough to keep down Tee Hawke. Is Shaw thinking Death Valley Driver?
Or is he thinking another? He is. He's thinking Death Valley Driver.
Tee Hawke lands on his feet. Left leg gives out, but Shaw tumbles to the outside anyway. Very quickly back in the ring, and Tee Hawke packages him up. He's got him! With one good leg, Tee Hawke catches James Shaw unaware in the small package. And Burns, we've got a new last warrior standing, a new number one contender to the Aotearoa Heavyweight Championship.
Well, he's not just turning his idols into his rivals, he's turning his idols into his defeated opponents. The new number one contender for the Aotearoa Heavyweight Championship, Tee Hawke.
From day one here in Warrior Wrestling, if you'd asked any of the fans in attendance who were the elite of the elite, they would have said Tee Hawke. Now he has the trophy and the accolades to prove it. Fighting his way through. One good leg. Last warrior standing. And he's just been blindsided by Anthony Khan.
What's Anthony Khan got to do with this? What's Sim Kaiser got to do with this?
Anthony Khan has been trying to hinder Tee Hawke every step of the way. Khan Capital out here attacking the last warrior standing, and Tee Hawke doing his best to fight back, fight against the numbers. But Shaw with the chop block to the injured leg, and it is too much.
This is despicable. How? He's already got probably a broken ankle at this point. Who knows when he's going to be able to actually have his shot at the championship. When Tee Hawke is obviously looking at some long recovery time after tonight.
And this should be a moment for Tee Hawke to be celebrating. He has just fought through against the odds to become last warrior standing, joining the likes of Niwa and Jamie Takadese, who finally hits the ring. Here we go. James Shaw, Anthony Khan, Slim Kaiser scattering like the cockroaches that they are, because they don't want any part of the big man. And Connor King's out there to back him up as well.
Yeah, they might be out of the ring, but I think it's mission accomplished here for Khan Capital and James Shaw and Liam Erickson. Well, we have a number one contender, but I'm not sure that Tee Hawke's going to be ready anytime soon.
Takadese and Kings joining Tee Hawke in his celebration. He is the last warrior standing tonight.